Straight Talk 1400. It is 7:33, 44 degrees here in the Twin Cities. I'm Matt West. Joining me this morning is Craig Andrews.
Such peaceful music.
Well, thank you very much. As we delve into a more serious topic, and we are going to be talking about what's going on in Crystal City, the development in Crystal City. And one of the people joining us this morning is a council member, and his name is Ben DeClue. Good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, wrong mic. Try that again.
Good morning.
Hey, there you go. And I'd also take two. And I'd also like to welcome Roger Baker, who lives in Crystal City. How are you, sir?
I'm fine, thank you. Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. Let's start off with Mr. DeClue. This week, kind of a big step as far as this development is concerned, because the Crystal City filed the paperwork, gave the approval to purchase the property, right?
Right. Yeah. We've taken the final steps necessary to close on the Pittsburgh property. It would be an understatement to say that it's one of the biggest days in the history of Crystal City.
And you have been supporting this project for a long time.
Absolutely.
Why do you think it's going to be such a big deal for Crystal City?
Well, you look at it, and Crystal City is in need of a new tax base to help secure the future of our town. And we found a project that will bring us not only jobs, but a very large revenue stream. We feel that it offers opportunity. We feel it offers the newest technologies out there in this world. We think that it's a very clean, safe, acceptable, and ultimately very beneficial proposed use for the community and really for all the county.
Mr. Baker, how about you? Not such a big fan?
Not such a big fan. I'm active with the Concerned Citizens for Crystal City, and I guess our major concerns would be the following. We have asked why this was the only project considered when the property became available in April of this year. This was the only project considered and was done in a sort of a clandestine fashion. So our gripe is that if there were other things looked at, we may be a lot more supportive of it. Second thing is the benefits to the citizens of Crystal City that are living there now and in the surrounding areas in Jefferson County. We understand that the Wings proposal does not have a business plan that's ever been shown to the people of the Twin Cities and of the county, and as I've said in some of our websites and so forth, the numbers just don't jive. If you're going to bring in 750 jobs, if you're going to build $1 billion facility, we can't even get numbers from Mr. Kennedy of Wings of what's the thing going to be, how much material are you going to produce, and what impact is that going to have to Crystal? What is going to be the way that the tax base is improved, and how is the city going to gain revenue from that?
All right, let's kind of take that from the beginning. Ben, as far as hey, you guys really didn't open this up as far as all the possibilities. Mm-hmm. I know that over a number of years, people have been trying to buy that property from Pittsburgh Plate Glass. So as far as it opening up, that was fairly recent.
It never really opened up. It was always sort of a closed market process. For 15 years, we have listened to people make proposals on that property, and we've directed them to Pittsburgh. Jim Kennedy is the only one who has come back from Pittsburgh and said, "We can make this work, gentlemen. Let's do it." That includes Tom Kerr, that includes Bill McKenna, amongst many others. And there's plenty of people who went to Pittsburgh without calling the city of Crystal City to let them know what was going on. So it's not like we didn't consider other proposals. This is the only one that came back where the answer was, we can make this work, and we have.
Can I ask you a question, Ben?
Yeah.
Would Crystal City own this land without the participation from Wings Enterprises? Would there have been a deal?
Wings Enterprises is the only firm to have ever made an offer to allow Crystal City total ownership of that property, or any ownership of that property for that matter. Everybody else, every other proposal I've ever seen or heard about has been private ownership, private use.
All right. One of the other things that Mr. Baker brought up, what was name one of your other concerns? He talked about that a little bit.
Well, the tax base. If one thing that we've asked repeatedly, and maybe Ben can share this with us, the jobs would be a great thing for the county.
Right.
However, what income stream other than the tonnage incremental tonnage payments that Wings would pay, what other things would help the Crystal City tax base, Ben?
Including the school district, because since the city owns it, the city's not paying the property tax.
Correct.
Therefore, the school district which was receiving some money from the property,
Correct. About
technically would
$20,000.
not now. So,
Right.
How does that work? How has the city helped out?
I'll address those in reverse order. We've taken care of this, not only the school district, but the ambulance district, the college district, all those sorts of different taxing entities, by providing a clause in our lease that states essentially that if at any time the taxes or the payments in lieu thereof on that property dip below their current level, Wings Enterprises has to kick in enough to make sure that it stays at that current level. And they're actually not assessed a tax on the property, but a tax on the lease itself. The lease has a value, what they call a bonus value in law. And if that evaluation ever dips below what is the current assessed evaluation of that property, they have to pay the taxes necessary. They'll pay it actually to Crystal City, and we'll distribute those taxes in the appropriate manner as law provides. With regards to the revenue stream, obviously we're talking that tonnage rental, and I know people look at that and say, "Oh, 20 cents isn't much," but when you consider that Mr. Kennedy is probably going to be moving about 2.5 million tons of iron through that facility, which will produce about 1.5 million tons of pig iron, you're looking at a revenue stream of about $500,000 a year for the city, and that dwarfs any other commercial or industrial endeavor currently in the Twin City area.
Mr. Baker?
Back to the property value. If the lease clause says that he'll pay the difference if the valuation goes down, but who pays what's being paid now?
Mr. Kennedy.
Mr. Kennedy pays
Or
up.
Wings Enterprises, however you.
In other words, you're saying that there will be he will continue to pay the same amount that has been paid by Pittsburgh up to this point.
Whether you call it property or real estate tax, or whether you call it a tax upon the bonus value of that lease, it's a hold harmless arrangement. Nobody is going to lose under this arrangement.
And that's especially important over the next 5 years.
Yes.
As there's he holds the lease, but he's not building something tomorrow on it. So
just so we're clear on this, Kennedy, in whatever manner you feel comfortable that there will be no loss in the tax-based revenue to Crystal City or any of the entities in the county.
I could say that with 100% certainty.
I'm going to ask you to back just a little bit away from your mic so we don't have too many P's that are popped, and it kind of distracts people once in a while as far as that concerned. Now, Mr. Baker brought up he was talking a little bit about, hey, what's the plan? What and asking for some details. Are we to that point yet?
Are we to a technical point? Yeah, we've taken all the steps necessary to close on the property, and therefore we're entering the second phase of this three-phase development. And now certainly is the time, in the coming weeks and months, for people to begin asking for all the sorts of different engineering plans, the business plans, figuring out exactly how he's going to implement, this proposed facility under the terms of the contract that we've negotiated with them. So that time, is it technically here? Yeah. Is it really here in the next, 6 months? Absolutely. That's the time.